Hello, everybody. It is the Last Raider, and this is me doing my first movie review of Sonic the Hedgehog. And, whoo boy, for an hour and 35 minutes, it was a wild ride, I have to admit. Um, First off, uh, Sonic himself, the hero of the movie, is about what you'd expect him to be. If you ever seen any of the cartoons or played any of the games, read any of the comics, um, for those of y'all, this is not going to be a late game Sonic because the movie's a bit of an origin story, which is a great. I'm glad they started with an origin story and didn't try to do it. Didn't try to do an origin story about Sonic like in a later movie because this is getting a sequel, I'm telling you. But Sonic is more of a sort of a teenager to an extent, and that's one of the things that made Sonic such a cool character was he was a teenager who was embroiled in a battle with a mad scientist, which we're going to get to. We're going to get to the mad scientist part, but more on that later. Sonic in this movie is, he's brash, he's a bit impulsive, which he's going to be, but the direction that they take this, he's a bit of an active hero, which I always like active heroes more because they tend to get themselves in trouble. They have to deal with their own actions cause problems. It's one of the reasons why Spider-Man 2 was so good. Was Spider-Man is an active hero, and so this you have the same thing with Sonic. Sonic kind of is his own worst enemy to an extent. So he kind of causes Robotnik to come after him. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler free as possible because there's some really good stuff in here. Oh man, there's Easter eggs all over this movie. Um, his buddy Tom is a guy that he's just trying to prove himself, and Sonic is a character that he's a kid that has to learn. It's sort of almost a big brother, little brother kind of scenario. Okay, you've got Big Brother who wants to prove that he's a man, that he's a capable man, and you've got Sonic as the little brother who has to learn to stand up for himself. And it's a very good dynamic that works very well. As far as villains go, Jim Carrey's performance, I will say this right now, Jim Carrey is a master of his acting craft. I mean, if acting is a kung fu, his kung fu is ridiculously tough. Okay, his kung fu is phenomenally good. He takes Dr. Robotnik, and Jim Carrey manages to take, instead of taking a character, which is the problem with some villains that are in a cartoon universe, like Sonic the Hedgehog's universe, is they tend to take the character and go either too elaborate that it overshadows the original character, or they try to get too serious with the part. Jim Carrey manages to create a balance with the character that you believe he is an egotistical genius psychopath that could very well exist in the real world. But he's an egotistical psychopath that's also very dangerous and intelligent. Throughout the movie, Sonic is managing to get away from Robotnik by the skin of his teeth. And with every defeat, Robotnik gets a little angry, but he turns around, he dusts himself off, he comes back bigger, badder, and harder than before. He comes back with more minions. He comes back with bigger robots. He just continuously keeps upping the ante on Sonic and Tom. And it gets kind of terrifying through the whole. You actually fear for Sonic in several instances, which is a hard thing to do with a villain like Robotnik. But Jim Carrey, I mean, props to him. If you get a chance to take a acting class from Jim Carrey, actors should take it. Any pointers you can pick out of that man's brain, you should get. If there's one thing Jim Carrey knows how to do, that is act. That is the one thing he's put on this earth to do. And I'm done stroking Jim's ego. So, as far as the movie goes with the corrections, Sonic looks amazing. But I'm going to say this to people. You're going to notice that there are 3 character models, including Sonic's character model, that I guarantee you Paramount went in there after they listened to the fans and fixed. There's one character model in the beginning beforehand, and then there is a character model at the very end. And I will bet money that these character models looked exactly like the original horrible Sonic model that we got. And this is the new Sonic the Hedgehog model. And it looks like something out of the video game. One of them, you'll know them when they start. You'll know them the moment you see them. The other one is going to take a bit because they're kind of disguised, and you're going to look at them and be like, wait, what? Oh, I know who they are. And so there's Easter eggs throughout the entire movie. There are Easter eggs just going on, from Robotnik's goggles to his glasses, to the shape of the drones. There's even a Mario. There's even a shot at Mario in the entire show. You'll love it. It's awesome. But what would I say about Sonic the Hedgehog? It's a family movie. Okay, I'm not going to say it's a kids movie. This is a family movie that you take your little one to. You go sit down. If there is a movie this year that you need to go to with your kids so they can have a memory of going to the cinema for once in their life, this is the movie you need to take them to, because you will have an amazing experience watching it. Get some popcorn, get some soda. It is a popcorn flick where you take your family to and just sit back, veg out, and forget about the world and just enjoy watching a blue hedgehog run at supersonic speed. Sonic is an awesome character. He's got a lot of motivations. Like I said, it's a well-written story. It's a generic story, but but the context in which taking Sonic and putting him in there, they give Sonic a lot of motivations. He's got a lot of things going on. Everyone's reaction to Sonic is awesome. Sonic, the comedy is great. And there are tense scenes where you're sitting back thinking to yourself, please, dear God, don't let them kill this little blue hedgehog on screen. You really get to the point where you fear they're going to take Sonic out. And that's good, because you bond with these characters very quickly. And like I said, I can't say anything else. I'm afraid to keep talking because I'm going to give too much shit away. So anyway, if you want to see this movie, I'm saying go see it right now. Sonic the Hedgehog is a must-see movie. It is the Alita of 2020 right now. If those of y'all have seen Alita Battle Angel and know how good that movie was, Sonic the Hedgehog is the Alita of 2020. It's joining up with a club of Joker and Alita. This is going to be one of those movies that comes up that defines a generation, in my opinion. And as far as a sequel, I'm betting money on a sequel. Okay, they kind of set up a sequel, but I'm betting money that a sequel is coming, because when I was in the theater, there were kids in there that were fans of Sonic the Hedgehog, and they were just losing their minds when they were seeing some of the stuff that was happening. Like I said, the 3 character models before, kids were pointing them out immediately, and these were little kids that were my daughter's age, about 6. And she was in there pointing out, Dad, that's this character in Sonic X. And Dad, that's that character. I want to see that character in the sequel. We got to see Sonic 2. Let's go see Sonic 2. That's what my daughter was telling me right there. She's like, Dad, let's hurry up and go. Let's get another ticket and watch Sonic 2. And it was like, I'm sorry, we can't. You're going to have to wait till they make the next movie. There were kids that were heartbroken that there is not a second movie they can watch right now. So Paramount's got a moneymaker. This is going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be a kid's franchise. It's going to end up being like Despicable Me. It's Shrek. It's going to be a franchise movie that probably was a get rich quick, probably, but it's going to be something that should be taken seriously. Sonic is a contender. It's probably not going to win any awards, but as far as money, Sonic is going to be a contender. As I said, go see this movie. It was great. It was awesome. My kid was laughing. She was hanging on to me at the tense parts. We were both like on the edge of our seats plenty of times. It's a good movie. Anyway, that's the end of this movie review. If you liked it, please drop me a like. If you've got something to say about it, drop a comment. Just please don't spoil the movie for everybody else. Okay, that'd be awesome. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Also hit the bell for notification. It helps out this channel. And as always, folks, I'm the Last Raider. Keep your head on a swivel. Stay frosty. And I'll see you guys next time.